Good day. In this video, we shall learn how we can win and how we can checkmate our opponent using the concept of square vacating. Well, square vacating means moving from the square our own pieces in order to give other pieces a chance to perform its duties. This can be compared to a football game where we pass the ball to another player who is at a more favorable position to perform its duties. So let's see how the concept of square vacating is implemented in practice. In the first position, we have the black king in the corner of the board, and it's just one check away from being checkmated. White to play and mate in 2 moves. Well, the best move for white here is to sacrifice the queen by playing queen f6. When black captures bishop f6, the knight goes to f7 square, checks the king, and it's checkmate. Well, if you look at the position once again, the queen on f7 is unable to checkmate, so it leaves the f7 square for its partner, for its teammate, the knight. It moves away from f7 and lets the knight to cover the same square to deliver checkmate. So this concept is called square vacating concept. Let's go through some more examples. In this position, again it's white to play and win in 2 moves. White to play and checkmate in 2 moves. Again we find that the king is precariously placed on h8. It would be checkmated if the white queen could move to g7. Unfortunately, the g7 square is occupied by the rook. The best move for white therefore is to move the rook away from g7 so that the queen can occupy the same square and checkmate black. It's a very basic example of square vacating sacrifice. So now black can take the rook either with the knight or king, doesn't matter. White simply checkmates on g7. The third example of square vacating sacrifice. Now this is very interesting. Can you spot which square has to be vacated and filled by which piece in order to checkmate black? Well, the answer is the white queen on h6. Although it's close to the black king, but the h6 is ideally suited for white's knight. Therefore, the best move for white is to move away the queen and let the knight occupy h6 square. So the queen would go to e6 check, and howsoever black captures the queen, either with the bishop or knight, white will go knight h6 and checkmate black. Now it's worth noting that any other move would not allow knight h6 check and mate. For instance, if white vacated the h6 square by playing queen g6, it would be a mistake because black could capture the queen with his pawn, and now knight h6 check would allow black king to escape on h7. Therefore, queen e6 is the only move to win, and white wins easily by playing queen e6 check. Okay, now the next position, it is black to play and win. With best move, black will achieve a winning position using the same idea of square vacating. Black plays bishop to g1, very interesting move. He vacates the h2 square for the queen, which is waiting on b8. So the h2 square is very crucial for black, and he plays bishop g1 with the idea of queen h2 met. White can either capture on g1 or play f4, preventing checkmate. But in this case, black wins the white bishop on e3, which is without support. Therefore, the only other move for white is to go king to g1. And then black plays knight f3 check. It is decoy, basically. The king has been brought to a square to which it can be checked. And now, with the help of knight's support, the black queen is able to land on h2 and deliver checkmate. So this was another example where the bishop left the h2 square for its teammate, the queen, and black was able to checkmate white. And finally, it is black to play in this position. This is the last position in this video, and this is the most challenging position among all the positions. So I would ask all of you to pause the video and solve black to play and checkmate white in 3 moves. Well, the first move for black is he played queen f2 check. Here, the main objective of this move is to move the queen away from f4 square so that the g5 rook is unpinned. In the previous move, from queen f4, this rook was pinned. So black was not able to operate that rook. But after queen f2 check, queen f2, now rook h5 check. It's a magnificent move. Black leaves, vacates the g5 square for his pawn. The rook perishes, sacrifices itself for his teammate, the pawn. And when white captures h5, black plays g5. The king has no square to go, it's checkmate. So this was a very nice example where black first sacrifices his queen and then rook and then checkmated with a lone pawn. So we have learned in today's video that very often we have to sacrifice ourselves and vacate our position for our teammates in order to deliver checkmate. And this concept of vacating square is very similar to the concept of opening lines for checkmate, which we have already studied. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. We shall meet again in the next video with fresh lessons. Till then, goodbye.